Hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening again, and welcome to our show, the Biz Talk. And of course, my co host for tonight, the one and only attorney Aileen Ligot-Dizon. How are you, Aileen?
I'm good. Hi, MJ. You forgot to introduce yourself, but they already know you. This is your show, and I'm a co-host here. But thank you for that introduction. Good evening, everybody here in the state of Texas, and in the United States. Basically, it's good evening, but in the Philippines, it's good morning, right? Good morning sa Philippines, right
Yeah.
at this very moment. And welcome to Biz Talk, the podcast and live show of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston Region, produced by the
Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy.
Pinoy.
Yes,
That's
of course.
right.
And we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So join us and ask questions, participate, engage, because we have a very interesting guest and, of course, very special guest for tonight. But before we go to that, how have you been doing lately, Eileen?
Oh, the good news is we're busy. That means
Mhm.
we're doing something, right? So it's been a busy week for me. And wow, look, it's almost Friday. Nah, right? It's almost
Same
end of the
here.
week.
That's why, I wasn't able to log in right away, for our pre-production briefing because I just came from a meeting for the Philippine Nurses Association. So we had our executive meeting tonight. So I had to rush home so I can get into the show with you. Yeah.
Well, that's okay, MJ. I mean, you're here. That's what is important. And we are actually here tonight, excited about what we're going to be hearing from our guest for tonight. And by the way, if you're not available to watch and join us during the live show, this
Mm-hmm.
show will be automatically recorded. And like MJ said, it'll be available on the Facebook page of Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy and of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce Greater Houston Facebook page as well, and YouTube channel of Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy. And of course, we are also available, MJ, sa
Listen notes, Google Notes, what else? All kinds of notes, Spotify.
Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, Google
Apple
Podcasts,
Podcast. Yes.
Pocket Casts, and Overcast.
Yes.
We're available. Yeah. So if you are not available during the live show, you can still listen to us through all this podcast. We are going to be available, and even the recorded past show, you can access them and watch and listen at your most convenient time. Like maybe you're
Yes,
washing dishes or doing your some work at home, right? You can listen to us.
that is correct.
Yes,
And of course,
mention.
as I've said earlier, we encourage all of you, those our viewers, to participate or engage in our conversation. You can just type in or put in any questions you have, and we will try our very best to answer them. So,
And here the base
are
talk,
we?
by the way, yeah, we this is a way a platform that is available for our members, and not only members, all other community leaders to reach out to the audience to let them
Mm-hmm.
know what we're doing, what is the chamber doing, also what to promote the businesses of our members and other chambers in the United
Mm-hmm.
States that we are affiliated with. And of course, our audience here is not just based in Texas, but all over the world. So if you happen to be joining us during the live show, yes, as Sanjay said, post your comments, your questions, and we will read them throughout the show. And if you have any question for us, we will try to address the questions. And if you have a question to our guest, I'm pretty sure our guest will be happy to address your question as well. So,
That's right. Or
MJ,
any shout out you have. So, are we ready, Eileen, to get in our distinguished guest?
yeah, so we always learn something from our guests, and we are always
Mhm.
inspired by their stories and how they overcome challenges. How did they deal with struggles? Like for example, coming to a foreign land, being new, uprooting yourself from your own country, like for example in the Philippines,
Mhm.
and go coming over here and started another life, and and thrive here and prosper here. So we want to know, we want to hear the stories so we can learn something from our guests, and also to know more about what's happening in the community locally and nationwide. So
That's
MJ,
right.
our guest for tonight.
All right. Okay. We have our very special guest for tonight. He is the president of the Coalition of Filipino American Chambers of Commerce, and he's based in California. So let's welcome Mr. Gerry Palon. There he
Hello,
is.
good
Good
evening,
evening.
Gerry.
Good evening. Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Yeah.
Dr.
Welcome to the show
Aileen.
from the beautiful state of California.
Yes, yeah, here specifically in Los Angeles. The weather
Yeah.
is perfect. Yeah.
Wow. How's the weather there?
Uh, Nearing summer, we were
Mhm.
still enjoying the spring, but it's getting warmer every
Yeah,
single
we're getting
day.
closer to summertime, and it's hot
Yes.
here
Yeah,
in
well,
Texas too.
that's right. Here in Texas, it already feels like summer.
Uh,
That's right, Aileen.
I know,
I'll
right?
be in Houston tomorrow, actually. No, and
That
Oh,
is right. Yeah, Gerry mentioned about that. And why will Gerry be in Houston tomorrow? You'll know more about it later as we talk about the big event coming to Texas, to the big state of Texas. So
yes.
Gerry, of course, we always ask your our guest story of being an immigrant to the United States, because that's part of our challenges in life, and that's part of who we are right now, what we're doing.
Mhm.
Why are you here, why we are here? It's because of our story, our history. So tell us about your Filipino root, Gerry.
Well, thank you, Eileen, Attorney Eileen Ligot, and also MJ. Um, I grew up in Manila, but my parents were from Nueva Ecija. But
Oh.
I'm basically a Tagalog. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know any other dialect except Tagalog. This is our national language. Though I stayed in Cebu for about 4 years because of job deployment, but I never learned Cebuano for that matter. And I got married with my ex-wife, who is an Ilongga, and I never learned how to speak.
Ilongga either.
Yeah, maybe I'm the hardest student to teach as far as language.
It's
Yeah,
always hard to learn second language, I mean,
I know.
like for us in the Philippines, universal language is Tagalog, right? But
Mhm.
we learned English in the school. We use English as our main language
Yeah.
of instruction. Yes,
Yeah.
but still, if you come over here, we still struggle because that is not our main language, right? It's not easy to learn second language. But if you learn a second language, that is actually an advantage, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
So, but it's never too late, Gerry. It's never too
yeah.
late.
I know.
And especially in the Philippines, we are very, regionalistic. So we speak a lot of different dialects. So you don't
Mhm.
only speak your national language and your local dialect, but in English. Like for me, I came from the northern part of the country, so I speak Ilocano,
Ilocano.
Tagalog, and English.
Well, we have something in common. Well, two things in common: Tagalog and Ilocano, MJ. Because I also
Yeah,
know Ilocano.
The
yeah, that's
safest
right.
the safest way is to speak English. At least
I
everyone
know.
knows
That's right.
and
So,
understand.
Yeah,
J-
and sorry,
yes,
Aileen, go
it's
ahead.
okay. It's okay. I mean, we're talking about your, Filipino root and all that. So,
Mhm.
um, you're based in the Philippines, and I know that you've been very busy in the Philippines doing your whatever it is that your career is. We want to know what exactly did you do in the Philippines career wise, like your profession, Gerry.
Yeah. So I graduated from the University of Santo Tomas,
Mhm.
AP Economics. Then I took up my 2 years master's in business management at the Asian Institute of Management on a full-time
Mhm.
scholar basis. And right after that, I got hired by the Coca-Cola Export Corporation to be their field marketing manager. Then from then on, I moved to another company and another company and another company in the food service industry, having some years of stint working with the Chowking Food Corporation. That was prior to the buyout of Jollibee as the commissary general manager. At the same time, after that, I moved to the Kenny Rogers Roasters, and affiliate company, which is Meal Solutions, as the general manager, and chief operating officer of that food chain. And we were supplying actually various food chains like Jollibee, McDonald's, as a food preparation service provider. Then my last employment with in the Philippines was a general manager, COO of Food Distributors Incorporated. It's an international importer exporter of food ingredients. In short, I was really enjoying the perks of being executive, a corporate executive with all the company car, the driver, and all those membership affiliations in country clubs. So when the time came that there's a notice that our application for immigrant, or at least the green card, has been approved, and my ex-wife was then 10 years ahead. She was already in the U.S. And I didn't feel the need to join her at the time because I don't want to be stuck in a situation that I cannot work because I'm an H1B4. Is that how you call it, Eileen?
You were on a H1 visa, H1B visa.
I cannot work. No, the dependent cannot work.
Dependent of the
Of an
H1B.
H1B. So I was forced to just stay in the Philippines and enjoy just on a quarterly basis. My employer gave me that privilege to visit my family every quarter. All expenses paid. And when I come back, I still have a job. And if I'm not in the Philippines, I'm still being paid. So, but that kind of accommodation and that kind of benefit did not last long. It was only 7 years of back and forth. But finally, I have to make a decision, a bold decision, and a personal sacrifice on my career. It's an economic dislocation as well because I don't have a job here, right? So I may be bringing some of money on my retirement money, with the previous companies, but it's not enough. Pesos. How can it last when it comes to dollars, right? So I need a job. Now I cannot find a job, and finally and luckily I got a job through a employment agency, and they got me employed in a Persian company. Persons, they love Filipino workers, right?
This is already in California or
California, Los Angeles. So I moved in 2008, January or February of 2008. I joined my family here. The first few months I was unemployed, but later on I found a job, and it's not really a lucrative job. It's a little above minimum wage at the time. But I realized that living in the United States at 48 years old, trying to find a job which can fit my qualifications, and nobody wants to hire me as an executive because I cannot sell even my master's degree in AIM. I cannot. So I really humbled myself. It was really humbling experience. In the first few months of the stay in the US, I was even commuting in the bus, taking the bus, waiting for the bus. You know how public transportation in LA is so difficult, right? You have to wait for 30 minutes or even 45
there's a
minutes.
scheduled time. Yeah, if you miss it, you'll have to wait for the next
And
one.
I really pitied myself, because I did not experience that in the Philippines. But because of the love of the family and the love to our desire to achieve their American dreams, then I fulfilled that commitment. So I joined them, and the first 6 months of the year, even a year, I still feel my other half of my body is wanting to go back to the Philippines. it's so hard.
That was my question to you, Gerry. Yeah. So I was thinking I'm gonna ask you, did you ever contemplate to going back or
Yes,
go?
yes. I want to just throw the white towel and surrender. And I want to go back to the Philippines and
Yeah, because you had a very lucrative job in the Philippines and you had to give that up and you had to come to the US for the love of family. But, Gerry, that's a very common scenario of a lot of like husbands and wives, Filipino husbands and wives here in the US. Because,
mm,
like, for example, the nurse, was your wife a nurse? Is your wife?
no, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
She's in the marketing field. She was in sales.
Okay. Okay, but it's a common scenario for like Filipino nurses whenever they get the visa and all
Mm.
that and they move their
Visa.
family here
Mm.
and the spouses normally couldn't get the job that is equivalent to what they had in the Philippines because
Yes.
we all come here, everybody's professional, but
Mm.
for some reason some of those jobs that we are doing in the Philippines, they are not offered upfront here. But then some people are overqualified for other jobs here. So it's a little bit of struggle, and I know it's quite common. But along the way, when you were experiencing this, at what point did you come to realize that yes, this is my life now?
Okay, good. Thank you for that question, MJ. There was a
Yeah.
point in time I made a bold decision that I was gonna stay here, but I got to get another degree or another educational credentials. And finally, I landed up taking up my master's, my second master's, master's degree in finance and accounting in a hybrid type of uh, education, or going to school. Simply because I'm working, I can only afford to attend classes in the evenings. So I finally got that degree, and after 2 years of completion, um, I was about to take my accountant exam, CPA. But it's a good thing there's an opportunity that came along, and I could start my own business in the financial services.
Mhm.
Before that, I also got employed right away by a boutique hotel in Santa Monica as a controller. Now I'm feeling more accomplished,
Fulfilled. Yeah.
fulfilled,
Yes.
and I
So
can see
Gerry,
some
do you,
light at the
yeah,
end of the tunnel, right? Yeah, yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So do you think that um it helped when you went back to school and educate yourself? Did it
Yeah,
help for you to have this all to open like opportunities for you?
yeah.
Because the reason why I ask is because some of our kababayan who comes over here, they come here, and most of the Filipinos that I know, they went back to school, or at least they get their master's degree, so they educate themselves, and then many opportunities come along their way. So is
They
that
become
Yes.
really
more,
happening to you? Yeah.
yeah, they become
Actually,
more
that's correct.
competitive, right?
Totally, yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yes, go ahead, Gerry.
in my 2 years of studying at 𝗟𝗃𝗃 University in Sherman Oaks, I got to meet a lot of business connections as well. No?
Hmm.
Those my classmates are also working students, or they have businesses that they run. They just want an extra credential, so to speak. So finally, got my diploma, and I got my degree, and now I can sell myself because I have a local education. And
Yes.
luckily, I got the job in Santa Monica in a boutique hotel, Shangri-La, LA. It's not the Shangri-La of the Southeast Asia, but it's more of in the U.S., owned by Pakistani. But I did not stay long in that employment because no matter how uh, financially remunerating, or you're paid high as an accountant here in the U.S., but I still feel I'm a corporate slave. No, I
Hmm.
cannot control my time. I think there was already a calling for me to become an entrepreneur, a full fledged, and go back to entrepreneurship, which I did also when at the time when I was in the Philippines, working side by side. Aside from being employed, I have also a business on the side. So there was a calling for me to go entrepreneurship, and and the best thing that I can do using my skills in finance is to go into the financial services.
Mhm.
So then there you go. I started my insurance and took up my um, securities license, so I can sell also mutual funds and retirement funds, no? Annuities. Then I love the profession. I control my time and I can help more people. And the next thing I wondered is how can I expand my market? So
Mhm.
I thought of going to Chamber of Commerce because that's something that promotes business entrepreneurship. And I tried to scout around. Do I still have time
Yeah,
for?
yeah, of course, of course. I just want to ask Jerry,
Sure, sure.
what did you have any like a person or a figure or somebody who inspired you uh, in terms of doing your own, having your own business? Like, have you seen uh, somebody doing it, or did you get an idea from a specific person? Was there a person influential
Well,
on your
I
part? Yeah.
heard, and I read, a lot of books on successful entrepreneurs. I read the book about Stephen Covey, into the
Mhm.
struggles, and as long as you really pursue your dreams and your focus and your objective, there's no reason why you cannot achieve what you desire. And
It,
it goes, without saying that you really have to prepare yourself as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not easy, Jerry. I'm sorry, MJ. I'm just gonna have to add to this one because from being a professional, like an individual professional, right, to becoming an entrepreneur. Because everybody's saying, or some people are saying that, oh, like you have already mentioned, Chamber of Commerce, you have to be an entrepreneur. You must have own a
Yes.
business in order for you to be involved in the Chamber of Commerce. But
Mhm.
before we become like Jerry, before he became an entrepreneur, he was a professional, like
Mhm.
working
Corporate, yeah, in the
a
corporate
corporate,
world.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
corporate world. So that's why we always tell them, everybody has the opportunity to become an entrepreneur. It's just a matter of whether you want to do it or not. And sometimes we are inspired by some people. That's why I asked Gary if you have somebody, a person who inspired you to start your own business. And I understand also sometimes we educate ourselves because it is your initiative to learn more about, how are you going to thrive
Mm.
in this world right now. Yes,
Maybe,
MJ.
Yeah,
maybe.
and
Sorry.
yeah. Go ahead, Bob. It's okay.
I just wanted to express these thoughts in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
When you are coming from a corporate world, you're used to a secured salary, a monthly pay. You're secured with all those benefits. Now, when you decide to become full time entrepreneur, which I decided way back in 2012, no, when I made the decision, I'll be 100% entrepreneur. One thing I would like to share is you should be willing to have a pay cut, a big pay cut. And I experienced that.
Mhm.
I, 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 I decided, okay, I'll take a pay cut, and my income drastically reduced to, I may say, one third or even one half at best. And that is, the price you have to pay if you want to transition from corporate world to becoming an entrepreneur, self-employed. And from there on, I did not look at below anymore, and everything's going up after that
Yeah,
because I took the price.
yeah. So you never looked back, and you had to do that sacrifice because you know that time is in the essence, right? The
Yes,
more you had time to spend on your business, the better chances you had of success in the business,
yes.
right? So I think we're gonna go for a break before we move on to the rest of the conversation with you. So
Thank
let's
you.
take a minute break.
Stick around.
Hello to everyone from Roof Chamber Radio. I'm encouraging all of you to stay here, stay in this chamber. If you want to be inspired, you want to be encouraged, this is where it's at. And we're all going to need this, especially, in this new year that we're in. We don't know what's up for tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen next week or next month. But I believe that when you gather with people who believe in the power, the faithfulness, and the goodness of the Lord Jesus Christ, there is power in that in itself. So stay here. Stay in the roof chamber radio. Be inspired, be encouraged, and let's all go through life, not on our own, and more than just with each other, but let's speak the faith, let's share the faith, let's live by faith, and let's walk by faith. God bless you all, everyone from Roof Chamber Radio.
All right, welcome back. That was a very interesting first part of the show, right? We got to learn about your transition from a really, well-fulfilled corporate leader or executive with a lucrative job in the Philippines to coming to the US and starting from a slow beginning, but now you're an entrepreneur. So that was a really nice journey of someone who gave up everything from the comfort of the Philippines.
Yes.
Yeah, and came to the US. We all did go through some kind of adjustment, giving up life back home. But now I think we're going to learn how you got involved into the chamber and your journey being now the president of the coalition of American Filipino chambers in the whole United States.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So tell us about it.
Okay. You want me to start now, my story?
Well, Gerry, maybe you can start with how did you end up with with the Chamber of Commerce before COFACC?
Okay.
I know you became I'm not sure if it's a founder or president of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce in Greater LA, right? So tell us about
Yes.
that.
Okay. My joining the chamber is actually out of the need, no, to make my business sustainable. I need to plant my seeds, and I need to find new markets, no, because my market here is very limited if I don't join a film community. I don't know anyone. I don't have relatives here. It was only like a few friends, family friends, whom I network with. But I cannot sustain doing the business of the financial services if I don't expand my network. And the first thing that came into my mind is to enter the Filipino American community and through the channel of a Chamber of Commerce, because I don't want to be joining a cultural organization which I cannot probably express and satisfy my desire to to get into the business or mingle with the business people. So I scouted around, and the nearest chamber that I landed into was the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Los Angeles. At the time, it was 2013. It's a 12-year-old chamber, so it's kind of long in existence. And I was recruited as a member, and right away when I was offered a committee membership, I joined the committee, being an active participant. And but my intention and my thinking is I'm gonna get a lot of sales from these chamber members. I'm gonna recruit or sell to them my products. But it came out really like I learned the lesson not to do that, no? Because when you go into a chamber, your purpose is really not only to not really 100% to sell, but also to serve the community. And that was the calling again that came into my heart. I want to serve the Filipino American community to the best of my ability, to the best of my talent and skills. I want to contribute. So then came the opportunity to go into the board leadership team, no? And I got elected as a board member in 2014. And in 2015, when things did not turn out good in the chamber, and half of our board leadership left the organization, we were about to close our operations in GLA in 2015.
Mhm.
Nobody was left behind to take the lead. Nobody among the seven remaining remnants of the leadership team is willing to step up, and they asked me to step up. Finally, I got hold of the banner again, and regained the confidence of the community. We continued with our operations despite the depleted leadership manpower resources that we have, the team. And we managed to conduct all those activities, projects that we lined up. And we continued in 2016 until 2017. I got re-elected as a chamber president and became a representative to the national organization. At that time, there was no COFACC yet. But in 2018, me and my partner, Ellen, and my vice president in GLA, they decided to resign from the national organization and even the whole chamber because we see no fit in the platform and the ideals of what
Yes.
we do for a chamber of commerce. So we decided to organize a national, not yet a national team at the times, like a region
Mhm.
organization, coalition among the Southern California chambers. No? We have the Tri-County, we have Orange County, San Diego, and LA, and Hollywood. Those were the first five chambers that we recruited. And good to have, right? We were able to increase and expand our membership. In 2019, we got PACC Texas. Thank you, Tito Gas and Tita Ethel and Mercado. They joined the coalition because we have the same common ideals. We have the same common mission for the Philam community. So until now, they're part of COFACC, and we have expanded to 36 organizations now all over the
Wow.
world.
Yeah, so it's now big. So you're part of the founding and the growth of COFACC. Now we've been talking about a lot about COFACC. We have a video that we can show here to our
Sure,
audience
sure,
so that they can learn more about it, and then we can talk more about it after we see the video. So can we play the video?
sure. It's just 1 minute. That was
Wow.
a short video.
That's a very good video. Who made that? You did probably, po.
No, it's my own Eva. It's a company
Uh-huh.
of executive virtual assistants
Oh,
owned by Miss Ellen Sampson. Yeah.
okay. So you have a VA company too.
Yes, she is also our senior vice president for COFACC, and at the same time, she is the president of the FACC Foundation. So she is a marketing guru, so to speak.
No wonder
Especially
Maybe next time we can have Miss Ellen
yeah, absolutely.
guest
Yeah.
on our show and talk about her
for
businesses as
business.
well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, going back to COFACC, just for the information of our audience, what is the mission of COFACC? Why did you have to organize COFACC? And now, which is now it has about 36
36
yeah,
chamber
36
organizations.
chambers of commerce all over the US.
Okay. What is unifying in our organization? Why the recruited chambers stayed with us? Because we have a vision which they all bought in. No? Our mission is to unify the Filipino American community, specifically the business community side, uh, and we all believe that it's about time to rise up and empower all our business leaders all over the country to embrace the mission of COFACC, which we espouse. No? And the way we do it is we really wanted everyone to be part of the decision making, like a collective decision, that we are changing our mindset, no? From a cultural and social orientation to be really becoming a more business oriented organization, meaning the events and the projects of the chambers should focus on how we can uh, make economic progress, no? Or at least make our businesses thrive, no matter how small your enterprise, no? The Chamber of Commerce platform will provide you with the best platform of service, no? Access to capital, access to training, mentorship, and it all gives us the confidence. No, when we do networking on a regular basis, we get to mingle around with co-business owners, and it gives us the motivation. No? If we're losing some bad moments, that we get to talk to a successful one, we get inspired, right, among ourselves. So it's really helping each other to grow together, to rise together. That's why our slogan in COFACC is "Together We Rise." No?
Yeah.
And we have so much support services, no, to be given to all the chambers of commerce. And by unifying everyone in the community, we get to expand faster, right? And reach out to more communities. Right now, after 5 years, we are present in 12 states, still far away from the 50 states target that we have. But we're moving towards that direction. And even small states like Montana, for example, or even Colorado, we have extended our reach and help them and encourage them to create a segment in their community organization to be a future chamber of commerce, like a small unit, because we know for a fact, even if they're a small community, there are business entrepreneurs. They're not all employees in any state. There's some enterprising individuals who either set up a business on their own on a part-time basis, side, but we give them the confidence, we give them the structure and the platform where they can continue operating successfully their businesses, and by connecting them with more successful chambers of commerce in the other states, they can learn those best practices. So we share the best practices among ourselves. We continue to learn from each other through the collaboration activities that we have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that is correct, because any entrepreneur, actually in the business world, it's all about relationship, right?
Mhm.
Is we're building relationships with others. That's how we grow our network, and then
Yes.
how we grow a community, and how we strengthen and encourage each other. And I like the header, the heading in the power up
Mhm.
says, "Make it happen,
Make us matter.
make us heard,
Make us matter.
make us matter." Sorry.
We call it mimam. Mimam.
Yeah, which we will dig deeper into our
Yes.
discussion in a little bit. So, Jerry, I have a question. It's amazing to see how you expanded the COFAC. Within just 5 years, you now have about 36 members. So, Filipino American Chambers of Commerce members. How did you? I just want to know, how did you find this? Chambers of commerce, or how did you reach out to them, or how
Mhm.
do you how did they find out about COFAC? 'Cause, everything is online, there's a lot of information online, but how, I mean, is there a specific program that you do in order to reach
Uh,
out to find these chambers?
Not really. No specific or no entity that we employ to recruit uh, the different chambers. It's actually my personal choice and my personal time.
Goal.
Yeah, in my spare time in the evening after work, I make it a point to visit the Facebook accounts. So I just
Mhm.
press put Filipino American Chambers of Commerce. I use Google actually. So I
Mhm.
check on their Facebook, I check on their website if they are like an active organization in a particular state. I try to contact their presidents, right, or their vice president, or even the secretary for that matter. So when I start reaching out to them and they respond, then I start the conversation already through chatting. Then I
Yeah.
invited them for a Zoom meeting to introduce COFA. So
Mhm.
not all chambers are readily ready to join. It takes time. Some
Mhm.
chambers, if it's just like courting a girl. No? Sometimes it uh, takes 3 months or a year, and some are just one day, right? They bought in the value already of the value proposition of what COFACC is offering, and we give them the chance to decide for about a year. No, you don't have to. We don't charge you now. We don't charge them the first year of membership because we're not really after the membership fees. What is 200 or 250 annual
Yeah.
membership? We're
Yeah.
not after that. We're after your collaboration, your engagement. Now, after you feel and after you experience being part of COFAC for about a year, and the value is clear, then your decision is easy. There's no
Wow.
more no more pushing because you
That's
know the
nice.
value. Yeah,
So there's a
That.
trial period of
there
membership.
is. There is.
It's
Yeah.
like a money back guarantee or trial free membership for a year, and
What
then
do you have to lose, MJ? Right?
yeah,
You get free
and
membership. You get all the benefits that you
that's
can
right.
learn from COFAC.
Mhm.
You have access on the resources. Why not? Right?
Yeah,
And
you
we
have
see how.
nothing to lose and you have everything to gain, right?
Exactly.
That's right. Well, we have a comment from Marilyn Rogers. The whole
Mm.
team is looking good. Wow, thank you, Marilyn.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
Marilyn Rogers is one of our board of directors and also an officer of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce Greater Houston
Yes.
Region. So,
Oh, yeah.
hi,
Thank you for
Marilyn.
the comment.
All right. So, Jerry, you mentioned earlier about reaching out to some areas like Montana. Um, are you talking about like in a place where there's really no chamber yet, and then they're
Yes.
trying, like, so you're also COFAC. One of the missions of COFAC is also to help the community of Filipinos or Filipino Americans to come together and create their chamber of commerce that
Yes.
will be, that will help in the local area. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Actually, we promote entrepreneurship, no? In
Mhm.
any part of the United States where there are Filipinos. Now, like for example, the state of Montana, they
Hmm.
only have 10,000 Filipinos, no? As compared to California that we have
Oh,
1.5 million, right?
yes.
So this is very, very small and yet maybe underserved, no? And
Hmm.
they don't have any business organization that can help their entrepreneurs and give them the platform, give them the infrastructure, support, everything. And when we come in as COFAC and we offer this on a lock, stock, and barrel type of offering package, we don't charge anything. No?
Hmm.
You even waive your first year fee,
Yeah.
but we see you grow, and we are happy with that. And you're adapting to the best practices that we are sharing. That's already a fulfillment for COFAC, for us, helping at that end. And soon you'll become financially independent. You can grow your revenues. That's the time that you pay your annual revenues as well, annual membership dues with COFAC. We're patient enough to wait for that time.
Yeah,
We want you to grow. We want you to prosper.
Yeah. Wow, what a
indeed.
great
Yes.
organization, right? I mean, where could you
It
find that?
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A whole year of membership. So it's
And in
like
a, in a continuous learning, MJ, is a continuous learning and continuous
yes.
support and resources that the COFAC provides
Yeah.
for the member chambers and those
Mm,
that are just creating their chamber. And Jerry, you mentioned about um, being able to help. That's why you organize this, being able to help each other, support each other.
Mm.
I've been into, of course, I'm attending meetings of COFACC, and it's so great to hear the stories of different chambers, how they're doing it, what are their challenges, and how are they overcoming the challenges. Because sometimes, MJ, we haven't experienced the challenges that the other chamber already experienced, and they're already create a solution for that. So I can learn from them and then
Yeah.
bring it to our chamber. And then, of course, before it happens, we already have a solution. So we're ready. It's always fun to learn from somebody else in the same industry, right, Jerry and MJ?
Oh,
And,
yes,
and,
yes.
and if I may add to that, Eileen, no, aside from the informal training you get from the constant like chatting only on the chat group, or even we also provide the formal training course. No? We have a
Mm-hmm.
fast start program for starting up chambers. It's a
Mm-hmm.
free 8 week workshop training for
Mm-hmm.
all the chamber leaders who are manning the stations in the respective chambers, and we have covered all the aspects of governance, membership recruiting, membership relations, fundraising, and all aspects, or even event management, all the rudiments, the fundamentals of how a chamber leader can perform the role according to the job. No? So there's already a roadmap given to them.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to follow the system,
Yeah.
and the system
Yes.
will, yeah,
Wow. So you already created a blueprint
there
of
is
building
a
the
chamber.
house or the
Uh,
We don't
chamber.
have to recreate it. We don't
Yeah.
have to
if
recreate.
you are
Yeah.
starting up something, we have a template for bylaws,
Yeah.
successful bylaws, which you can just adapt and change the names. You put your name, your organization name. We have all the job descriptions of the president, vice president, all the executive officers. So
Wow.
you now have a guiding rule, no,
Yeah.
in the governance.
It's like a
There.
done for you, it's a done for you setup. And
Yeah.
sometimes the hardest part of
It's
creating
just starting
anything,
it.
yes,
Yeah,
of creating anything, let
yeah.
alone a business or a chamber, which is the beginning. That's the hardest part, starting
And
it. But you
even
already,
even yeah, and
yeah.
even on the marketing side, the MJ, we offer the services of setting up your website.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, on a discounted basis, we also offer the monthly administration of your website,
Mm-hmm.
marketing, your social media functions, because we all need that. No, you cannot be a credible organization if you don't have a website, if
That's
you
right.
don't have a social media
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of our Filipinos far out there, no, not the technology is not really that available, and
Uh-huh.
they are not familiar with the operations of Chamber of Commerce. We bring in the technology, we deliver to them the service, so that they can perform their job as a business organization in their respective local communities
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and
And that
create.
is priceless. And that is priceless, Jerry, because like you said, it's hard to start, right, MJ? But
Yes.
we have here a question, MJ. I'm so ready to talk about the big event, but we have a question here from one of our audience, and this is coming from Rusty Lopez. His question is, why are there multiple chambers of commerce in Houston? In Houston, there seems to be some confusion with the presence of chambers such as the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce and the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce. So, I guess that's for us, MJ, or maybe
Maybe Eileen
but-
can answer that.
You're the
okay.
president of
Uh,
our Philippine
the
chamber.
chair of the yeah. So,
Or chamber.
actually, you know, Filipinos are very innovative. We are probably, some of us are really born as leaders, and we wanna do something for the community. And sometimes, we have some other priorities, or we have different values. So that's why you'll see some of the organizations are like the same. But question is, why not unite? Sometimes you look into when was the chambers created, the situation at the time, the makeup of the chamber of the or that group, the mission of the chamber. What are they trying to pursue? What are they trying to? Because if you are on the same you have the same mission, and you have the same mission, and you have the same value, you group yourself together. So if you don't share the same mission or value, you're not going to be in that group. So your tendency is, you probably either create your own group, or go somewhere else and join another group who shares the same value or mission. So
Right.
I think that's what it is. It depends on what is your value, your priority, your mission. Because it's hard to be in a group that you are not happy with, because you don't share the same what do you call, value.
Core
So
values.
that's right. So yeah, it's not bad. It's confusing, but it's not really bad, because they do, each chamber, they have their own projects and programs, basically to promote whatever their mission is.
That is right.
So
And
yeah.
it's like offering more options, right? For people. It's
Right.
like, yeah, you have more
Oh, he has an additional question here. I think it's related. The guy MJ, read it.
Yeah, in national level, there is FPAC and COFACC.
Oh,
What
this
is,
is for Gerry now.
what is the difference of this?
Well, if I tell the whole story, MJ,
It's not gonna be enough.
gonna eat up the entire, maybe 2 week sessions of
Okay.
this talk, right? But to piggyback on what Attorney Eileen mentioned about differences in the platform and the ideals, the core values, that perfectly coincides also, or is aligned with at the national level. I was once part of the federation.
Mhm.
Okay, and that was a how long been in existence, in the U.S. About, if I may say, about 30 years. Has been in the U.S. Operating as a federation. But in reality, actually, each of the member of those of that federation is independent, and they've been doing separate activities, just like the format also of COFACC. But we are closer to our COFACC is closer to its partner organizations, in the sense that we really help our small the chambers, the local chambers who are partnered with the coalition. And even the relationship is different. Our relationship, the way we deal with our partner chambers, is we deal with them on a partnership basis. We do not dictate, we do not control them, but we influence them. We sell the value of why this is a best practice, right? And we're doing it successfully. Great. And also we have big differences in ideology, and the platform. COFACC focuses on local domestic business development. Okay.
That's good. That's why now
Mhm.
COFACC is gonna prove its point, right? In
Yes.
its upcoming big event.
Yes.
Talk about this, because it's very important part of the conversation, because we have to invite our
Okay.
viewers, and we
Sure.
have to invite a lot of our Filipino American community members, so they can learn more about COFACC, and they can see for themselves what COFACC is really all about,
I
right?
guess
Yes.
we have to show the video first before we jump into our discussion, so they
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
to
Yeah,
understand.
please.
Okay,
Can
let's
I
show the video,
comment that?
please. Yes.
There you go.
Beautiful. That's a
There you
beautiful
go. I like it.
video.
That
I
was
It's a very
know.
short video, but
yeah, but very impactful.
yes,
It's
thank you.
short, but
And
yes.
we're very excited about this event because it's coming up. It's soon. It's gonna be on the May 31st,
May
June
31st to
1st.
June 3
Yeah,
at
June
Houston
1st.
Marriott West Chase. Yeah, the one
Yes,
in
and of course, our chamber is host chamber
host.
here at MJ. So we're very happy to host, of course, the COFACC and all the 36 chambers of commerce are coming here in Houston. So we're excited. So Gerry, if I am watching this show and I'm interested to know more about it, so what is this COFACC convention? So tell us, what are we expecting
Yeah.
about this Power Up Houston convention?
First of all, I want to answer that question, Eileen, by saying what's the purpose of holding the convention, right?
Mhm.
Whether
Yeah.
it's in Houston or in LA what is the point, right? The mere fact that we thought of this organizing the convention is to gather all the Filipino American business owners, members of the chambers, interested community citizens. No, even if you're not a member of the chamber, you're all invited in this national gathering. We want to announce to the whole U.S. that the Filipinos matter. We want to make it happen,
Mhm.
and we want to make it uh, matter. No, just like if the Black Lives Matter, the Philams also matter in the
That
United
is
States.
right.
And,
Yes.
and, and as shown in the statistics you saw in the video, that there
Mhm.
are 4.2 million Filipino Americans living in the U.S. Isn't that a powerful number of people that
Yes.
can influence the entire business climate of the U.S.
Indeed.
or
Yeah.
even in terms of economic impact of the taxes that we are paying
Mhm.
the U.S. government. And 19% of the Asian Americans are Filipino Americans, right? And 20%, almost 20% of the entire Asian Americans of AAPI are Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And 84% of all the Philams are English professionals, proficient. So meaning we are highly educated, we can communicate well in the English language. What kind of power is that bringing to the table, right?
Oh,
Indeed, it
yes.
is.
And 38% of the Philams earned bachelor's degree. That's the level of educational attainment that we can offer, not only as a working force or not only as an employee, but also as an employer, right?
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
67% growth in Philam civilian population workforce. So we are rapidly increasing and growing in terms of our involvement in the labor force of the U.S. But what is the really the objective? We want to be not to expand our being employees, but we want to expand our employer base. We want to be a net employer. That is the main goal of COFACC, and at the local level, we want the businesses to thrive and be able to employ more employees, not necessarily coming from the Filipino American community, but even other nationalities can be an employee of our local businesses. And 10% of the 2.3 million Asian businesses in the US are actually owned by Filipino American entrepreneurs. But are we heard? Do the general public really know how powerful the Filipinos Americans are in the US? No, we have not come to that point yet. So what we are doing at the national convention is to announce to the whole public that this is where we are and
Mhm.
this is where we want to go, and have a collaborative voice and a national and unified voice of the Filipino American business community. That's why I'm really trying to encourage, and I'm so passionate together with the rest of the members of the leadership team of COFACC, that this is the national call. This
Mhm.
is the reason why we are all going to to Houston. It's not, yeah, well, we are also celebrating our 5-year milestone history. That's one point. We are also recognizing our outstanding leaders in the community and we will all do that in the chamber. But much more is really the national visibility, no, of that event. And don't you want to be part of that movement, right? If you are just listening and hearing what we are trying to convey in terms of
Mhm.
message, and with that event, there's so many opportunities for small businesses to participate. No? Not only attend our plenary sessions, and not only to engage themselves in workshops, educational workshops, which are really geared up and customized to train our chamber leaders, our future leaders of the country in terms of the film business community. But also, we are also doing some outreach programs to help the community in the field of uh, the healthcare, right?
Mhm.
And lastly, is more also of getting inspiration from successful business entrepreneurs
Yes.
that really have a credential to speak on in front of the group of Filipino American business to provide inspiration and motivation that even if you're in the United States, Filipinos can still be successful and really be a billionaire or a millionaire at least, to so to speak, no? Because you cannot get that stature just being an employee or even a top
That is
executive.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you need to be an entrepreneur to achieve that dream. So all of these are going back to the community, giving back to the community, whatever successes, whatever uh, like resources that we can share. We want to give it back to the community. So yeah, I hope that the drive for this national call will really inspire a lot of Filipino Americans to join and attend. No, it's the exhibit area is actually open to the public. No, for
Yes,
all
that's
the
right.
Houston Filipino American communities to go and visit. From June 1 and June 2, we have those exhibits open to the
To the
public.
public, that's right.
It's general admission. Feel free to go around and visit our 50 plus exhibitor tables that are all scattered within the foyer and the two big function rooms and some parts of the ballroom. But we will all be there, and I'm so excited, Eileen and MJ,
Well,
to
that
see also.
we are too. We can't wait. So let's invite our audience again, or our viewers. Sorry, our viewers. Don't forget May 31st to June 3rd, the
Mm.
first ever, right?
First ever national convention.
Yeah, the first ever national convention of Filipino American Chambers of Commerce in the whole United States. So come join us all. We're Gerry. It's been a pleasure having you tonight.
Oh, thank
Oh, by
you.
the way, MJ, so don't forget also that this is gonna have the convention, MJ, is gonna happen at Houston Marriott West Chase.
Yes.
So see us there. The
And-
if you have any questions, of course, you can always ask our chamber. You can always ask MJ, me,
Mm,
and you can contact directly the COFACC. They
mm.
have a good website. So Jerry, where can they? Let's say, for example, they have
Okay.
questions for you.
There's so many areas where you can go to the link of registering. The first one, of course, is our website.
Mhm.
It's www.cofacc.org, COFACC.org. That's our
Mhm.
website. The front landing page or the front page of that website will show you already the Power Up Convention. It will lead you to directly to the link.
Mhm.
We have opportunities for sponsorships, no?
Mhm.
And we're still like a few tables left. If you are interested to be an exhibitor, I call in all uh, business owners from Houston, the city of Houston, to take advantage of this opportunity. You will be able to meet lots of business owners and delegates from all over the United States coming over and attending the Power Up Convention. And what else, Dr. Eileen, no, Attorney Eileen?
Oh, we're gonna naging doctor na ako. So,
Uh,
yeah, on the screen you can see there where they can register.
Yes.
Yes.
If they want to be an exhibitor or they just want to simply attend the event.
Uh,
If we also have a la carte version of the event.
yes.
If you're not available for the whole 4 day sessions or 4 day
Mhm.
events, you can choose which event you're gonna attend to. And yeah, we'll be really happy to see you all
To be
attending.
able to exhibit, Eileen, for 2 days, right? Two
That's
days,
right.
8 hours each. You only pay $400
That's
for the two
right.
days. And
Yeah,
yeah, you have
that's
the,
right.
the
And if
exposure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you want to join us for the whole 4 days, right? We still have our early bird registration.
Yeah,
So if you're coming from another state, you want to book your hotel,
yeah.
we still have our early bird
Early bird,
registration until the 15th.
the 15th, and the hotel up to May 17th,
Mhm.
for the group block rate. And the 4 days also include the last day, Eileen and MJ, would be a NASA tour.
Yeah, we're going to NASA again for Houstonians, like again, right?
So it's not all business for that
It's
matter.
We
not.
It's
should meet
also
our
family
kids
fun.
too. Yeah, of course.
So you can
And
bring your family or bring your kids. They just
yes,
stay in the hotel or they go around the city of Houston while we are all doing our convention. But
yes.
on the third day, or even on the third day, which is the gala, you can bring them along.
Yeah, June 2nd is our gala night. So that's the second day of the convention. You can also attend the gala and join us to
Mhm.
see the awardings, because there are some awards that will be
Yeah,
given for our outstanding leaders in the community. And also, Derry, don't forget, on May 31st, which is our
yeah.
meet and greet, an opportunity to network, it'll be hosted by our chamber, and we're gonna be Southerner cowboy attire.
Western, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Eastern.
Western.
So,
You, you have to wear your cowboy hat,
yes,
your
cowboy
cowboy
hat
attire.
and
You gotta
boots,
be fit.
you know. And then let's rodeo there while we network, right? So I'm very excited about the event. Aside from the fact that you're gonna meet leaders from different states,
Mm,
have the opportunity to network. You'll never know
mm.
who you will be meeting in that event, and you'll never know if
Good.
meeting
Yeah,
somebody that will actually change your life, your business, and everything. Yes, Gary.
absolutely. And we have also full TV coverage,
Yes.
Eileen. No?
And
We
we'll
have
be covered by what network?
channel, channel 7, right? GMA 7 Pinoy TV is
Yes.
there to cover the entire duration of the event. We have Chime TV, whom we are also partnered to, host our and sponsor our May 31 meet and greet. So they will be launching also their Chime TV in Texas, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
And we have some great stories from successful business entrepreneurs, Philams, no? And they'll have the book signing as well. You have a chance to talk to them. And what's really great, Eileen, is for all our chamber leaders attending the convention as a full access delegate, they will be given or they'll get some really hands on training
Hmm.
for 6 sessions, during
Wow.
that entire 2 day duration, on membership relations, membership, even the training on how you engage your members through LinkedIn and recruiting thing, and also how to manage and govern your board, your leadership board, and lots of things, and grant hunting and grant sourcing, grant writing. They're all part of the training
Yeah.
program.
It's a
That is
lot of
really
learning.
a lot of learning, a lot of education.
A lot of education, a lot of networking, and wow, we can talk a lot about the convention. But if you have any more questions later on, feel free to contact us or Jerry or MJ or our chamber, or go to the website or send us an email. I will be happy to address your question about the convention. And Jerry, since we're running out of time, and I heard
Yes.
was that Ellen? Because I know you're attending another meeting because you're
Yeah,
a very
Ellen left
busy person.
already.
So
I
I
told
heard
her
her.
I'll just follow.
I heard her. So okay, so we just wanna let's get us a specific question to
No,
Jerry.
no, no, no. I don't have any specific question. I mean, we're we're good. I
So
don't have.
we're ready to hear his best and inspiring advice to not just business owners or entrepreneurs or chamber of commerce, but to all Filipino Americans who are listening to us right now, or who are watching us right now. Gerry.
Yeah, thank you, Aileen and MJ, and thank you for this opportunity again to call all our kababayans, especially in the Houston area, to be involved in this community effort, outreach that we are doing in the city of Houston in March 31 to June 3. You can you can be part of the history in the making, as far as creating that and announcing to the public about the advocacy that we are trying to espouse here. And we want our Filipinos to be heard, Filipino Americans, and support the chamber leaders, no? By your just mere presence in going to the venue, looking at the different sites. We have opportunities also open for you to be heard, and we want also your participation in some of the events at the workshop, not the workshop, but in the exhibit area. And we have a lots of networking opportunities for all of you. And I strongly encourage for you to, for the love of the country, the love of the Filipino Americans, kababayans here in the U.S. It's about time. It's about time that we get out from our comfort zones and really show to the whole world, or at least the whole United States, that we are a force to reckon with. The Filipino Americans is such a powerful voice. Um, Kaya lang, we're not heard. We don't have that opportunity to be heard, and stop the individual, dislikings or bickerings that is created among the different organizations, films. We don't. We have to change already our
Yeah.
mindset. We have to start throwing away the crowd mentality. Start, uniting and start
Yep.
offering our lending hands, because we are just one race. No matter how divided we are geographically in the Philippines, we have regions, different organizations, Pampanga organization, Pangasinan, everything.
Yes.
But we're just one Filipino,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and we just need to rally all ourselves into that occasion, into that event, and let's enjoy being together during that event, because we have a mission to fulfill, and there's value to attending that event. Thank you so much.
Or well said.
Yes, very well said. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Gerry, again for
You're welcome.
being our guest tonight. And we look forward to, of course, meeting you in person in the
Tomorrow. He'll be
No,
here
upcoming
I'll be there.
tomorrow. Yes.
Power Up, and of course tomorrow. So
Yes.
with Aileen, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
that's right. So, Gerry, we're going to make it happen. We're going
Yeah,
to make us all matter. Thank you
matter.
so much, Gerry. I will see you again.
Thank you.
yes,
Okay.
Thank
thank
you. Bye
you,
bye. Thank you,
thank
guys.
you. All right. Well,
Well,
to
MJ, we extended our time, so I
I
guess it's
know.
time
Don't
for us
worry. Anyway, to all our viewers, we thank you again for
we
watching
have to
us.
promote our events quickly before we say bye to
Yes.
them, right? So, yeah, next Thursday, that'll be May 18. We have our speaker series, and it's going to be about capital, getting a business loan. This is a very, very informative speaker
Mhm.
series, and I believe this will really benefit a lot of new businesses that are just startup business. Or even if you're already a business existing right now, getting a business loan to probably expand your business, this is an opportunity for you to learn more about it. Mr. Mark Winchester is a very great speaker. He was with us last month, and now he's coming back, and he's going to talk about getting a business loan. So that will be Thursday, May 18th. So don't forget to register to reserve your spot, because this is free event, and there's food, there's networking, and there'll be a lot of learning. All right, MJ. And next, also, we want to promote our We
There
lost
you
that
go.
one.
Biz Talk.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Our
go ahead,
meet
MJ.
on May 21st. Okay, and it'll start at 1 p.m. and we have here.
We're gonna meet at Max Restaurant.
Yeah, we're gonna start at Max Restaurant 1 p.m. and then we're gonna go to Yellow Cab at 1:45, and then
We're gonna
Cherry
go
Food.
grocerying. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna buy groceries at 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗃𝗀𝗃
that's right.
in
So
that
join
area.
us for this Biz Stop. Okay, and also
Yes,
our Filipino night market, May 27th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And this is in partnership with
the
Kasayahan
Pasayan
Sanay.
Sanayon. Yeah, PSN, and
Right.
the venue will be at the 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃 building there, right? It's
Mhm.
the food court there. There's a big venue inside, so it's an indoor event. So if you want to be a vendor, please contact us or register. We only have few slots or spots available. We invite you to showcase and join us, showcase your business.
Mhm.
This is an opportunity for you also to meet other business owners in the community and our Filipino American community. And by the way, this is not just open for Filipino or Filipino Americans, but also other everybody in the community will be joining us. I know that we also have some members of the Asian American Chamber of Commerce who are also going to join us during this event. So yeah, May 27 at the PSN. That's our Filipino night market. All right, MJ,
Right.
MJ.
I guess we've come to the real end of the show. So till next time, don't forget the Biz Talk every second and fourth Thursday of the month from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 a.m. in the Philippines. So thank you again, Aileen, for joining me tonight, and look forward to being together in the succeeding episodes, or whoever will have the chance to join me or at the time. So thank you, Biz Talk viewers, and
We'll see you on May 25th, the Biz Talk. Thank you, MJ. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
bye.